coming up for you. We've got a bit of a combo going on here from Metabo. Now, we've got the BE18 LTX6 cordless keyless chuck, and we've also got the NP18 LTX BL 5.0 riveter. Bit of a mouthful, I know, but you know what? We get through this. Now let's start with the cordless drill. Now this thing, it's as you can hear, it's a very, very nice, well-built bit of gear. Obviously, this wasn't so much built for my industry of building sheds. I need something with a little more oomph and a little more I can bash it around. This though, the way this is constructed, it's very slimline, very nice, fits in your hand very nice and tight. I think that for someone doing fabrication or trailer building or you know, along those lines, or cabinet making, this thing would be amazing because the chuck itself is a really nice and tight setup. There is no movement in the head whatsoever. I know it's new, but even some of the new drills that I've bought, within the first use, there's a lot of movement in the chuck. These Metabo, they're renowned for making some pretty quality gear. So what I can say from this, like the power on it was good, but the clutch system, it couldn't actually handle a step bit when I was using it. So for that aspect, it's probably not the perfect one for me, but for someone in a lighter industry, like I said, cabinet making, or whether it's just doing rivets or small holes or just normal size holes through, you know, relatively thin steel, this would be an amazing bit of kit. And like I said, really nice and slimline, really well quality made. You can feel it in the build, and Metabo are just renowned for bringing out some quality stuff. Now, these both use the CAS system, the Cordless Alliance system. Don't quote me on anything there because I'm not too familiar with it, but from what I can understand, it's along the lines of using the same batteries in different brands of skins. So I'm just going to put that away now. So yeah, that cordless drill, awesome bit of gear. Now let's move on to the Big Daddy. This thing, awesome, absolutely awesome. For what I was using it for, I'd only use it for 12 rivets, but those 12 rivets were pretty great. Now, you got your catcher in the back, your blinds, for your blinds. There's some in there now. That's pretty awesome, and that just screws off like so. Also, in the back of that, you've got the nut for all your different sizes on your riveter. You've got a little light on the front of the riveter there. You can switch on and off just by that. It's not actually on the trigger. Really, really bright in the dark. So obviously that's what a light's for. But no, this one actually does a pretty good job for such a small light. Look, it looks very bulky, very heavy, but it's actually not. It's quite a light bit of gear. It is a little bulky and a little big, so you can't get it in those tight to reach places, but other than that, it's awesome. Now, this thing uses the brushless motor and the CAS system, but yeah, it uses the brushless motor, and like, one thing I do love about Metabo is that battery is a 4 amp. It looks like a 1.5 or something from Makito, so, you know, they're doing something right there. But anyway, the power of this thing was wicked, and from what I can see, I didn't get to that stage, but it can pull some pretty hefty rivets with what it's got. It was quick, it was powerful, done its job to a T. What I can say though is, for the price of this, it normally retails around $1,000. It definitely wasn't worth that much, or I couldn't fathom spending that much on something like this for what I do. I'd more opt for the Milwaukee for the, you know, $300 mark, just because of the price and how often I use it. But that being said, where I used to work in self-storage, we'd do stuff like National Storage or Storage King, or, you know, anything like that. Even Kennard Storage, where we'd be riveting on roller door handles or riveting on swing doors. Kennard doesn't use swing doors, but the majority of the others do. Now, you picture you're in a 1,000 square metre storage shed and there's about 300 plus swing doors that need 12 rivets per door. You don't want to be doing that with by hand. And what I found with the Milwaukee is, yeah, it's a lot cheaper, but it is definitely more suited for someone who's only going to be using it, you know, here and there, who isn't going to be always doing rivets. This thing though is something I'd really recommend for the guys who are doing that still, because if you're putting in thousands of decent sized rivets, the Milwaukee just wouldn't keep up. You'd just be draining batteries. The power on this, well, A, beat the Milwaukee on speed as well as battery usage. This thing will do it. So from what I can say is, if you're in the industry where you're using rivets a lot, opt for something with it's a little bit more pricey, but I guarantee you'll get your work done in half the time and with half the changing batteries. So, that's all I can really say. But from my perspective, I couldn't warrant buying one of these for the simple fact that it's too expensive for 12 rivets a job. But that being said, good bit of gear. So the product itself, I'll rate the product a solid 10 because it does exactly what I want it to do. There's no flaws from it. It's really, really well built and really, really sturdy. So from all those angles, and it didn't jam once on me. From all those angles, great bit of gear. So I'll rate the product a 10 out of 10. Just the price is a little bit of a killer. So other than that, great bit of kit. So hopefully, if you're in that industry, I would definitely recommend this riveter for you guys. But alright, so that's that. And the drill itself, look, from where I sit, in the crafting, the craftsmanship of the drill itself is another solid 10. It's a beautiful drill to use, very, very, very precise. It's very light. Still got the power you need. It's just the clutch is a little bit soft for the work I do. So you know what, Metabo have done a real solid effort, and they've produced some really solid goods with these two products. So I'll give these both a 10. But from what I can say is they're definitely a very trade-specific couple of tools. But anyway, guys, if you are looking to get something like this, just pay the extra money, get yourself a big Metabo riveter. It'll cut your runtime in half, I guarantee it. But anyway, guys, that's my review on these two, and hopefully I'll see you either to get these or get some other tool that I've reviewed down at Trade Tools, and I'll catch you then.